Have you ever felt like you're a fragment of something infinitely greater, like your consciousness is just a ripple on an endless ocean of divine intelligence? That visceral sense that separation is somehow an illusion, that beneath the chaos of existence lies perfect, absolute unity? That's not just mystical poetry. It's the foundation of Neoplatonism, one of the most elegant and influential philosophical systems ever conceived. Plotinus, the 3rd century philosopher who crystallized these teachings, didn't just offer theories about reality. He mapped the entire architecture of existence, from the supreme transcendent source down to the material world, and most crucially, he charted the path back home. Let's dive into the concepts that shaped not just philosophy but Christianity, Islamic mysticism, Renaissance thought, and even modern spirituality. Imagine trying to describe silence without using sound, or darkness without reference to light. Now try something infinitely harder. Describe the source of all existence without using any concepts drawn from existence itself. That's the one in Neoplatonism. It's not a being, not a god in the conventional sense, not even something. It precedes existence, thought, multiplicity, even the concept of unity itself. Plotinus insisted we can't truly speak about the one because language requires distinction, and the one transcends all distinctions. It's not good, it's beyond goodness. It's not powerful, it's beyond power. Every quality we attribute to it immediately limits it, and the one cannot be limited. Yet everything flows from it. Not through deliberate creation, the one doesn't decide or plan or act. Instead, reality emanates from the one the way light radiates from the sun. The sun doesn't choose to shine, it shines by its very nature, effortlessly, eternally. Similarly, the one overflows with such absolute perfection that existence itself cascades from it in descending levels of reality. This isn't creation in the biblical sense. There's no moment of beginning, no divine craftsman molding clay. It's eternal emanation, reality pouring forth from infinite fullness. Here's the paradox that makes Neoplatonism so profound. The one remains utterly transcendent, completely unchanged, while simultaneously being the intimate source of everything that exists. You, me, every thought, every atom, all existence traces back to that singular, indescribable source. And the deepest wisdom? Recognizing that our truest self has never actually left the one. We only think we're separate. The first emanation from the one is the Nous, sometimes called divine mind or intellect. If the one is pure, undifferentiated unity beyond comprehension, the Nous is the first moment of self-awareness, the universe becoming conscious of itself. Here's where it gets beautiful. The Nous turns back toward the one in contemplation, like a child recognizing its parent, and in that turning, in that act of knowing, the entire realm of eternal forms springs into existence. Not as separate created things, but as the living content of divine thought itself. This is Plato's world of forms supercharged. Every perfect principle, every universal truth, every archetype exists within the Nous as thoughts of the divine mind. The perfect circle, absolute justice, pure beauty, the essence of humanity, all residing not as abstract concepts but as living intelligible realities. The Nous eternally contemplates the one and eternally thinks all possible forms of being. It's a realm of perfect knowledge where knower, knowing, and known are unified. The Nous knows the forms because it is the forms. There's no gap between consciousness and reality here. For Plotinus, the Nous represents the highest level we can actually comprehend, the closest we can come to the one while still maintaining any kind of intelligible experience. Philosophical contemplation at its peak touches the Nous, that moment when you grasp a profound truth not through reasoning but through direct intellectual vision. That flash of absolute clarity where you see the eternal principle behind the temporal phenomenon. That's your individual intellect momentarily aligning with the divine mind. From the Nous emanates the world soul or simply soul. If the Nous is eternal contemplation turned inward toward the one, the soul is contemplation turned outward toward manifestation. This is where things get dynamic. The soul stands between the eternal intelligible realm and the temporal material world, serving as the bridge, the mediator, the animator of all that exists below. Think of the soul as having two faces. Its higher aspect perpetually contemplates the Nous, remaining in that eternal realm, connected to divine intelligence. Its lower aspect projects downward, giving life, order, and purpose to the physical cosmos. The world soul doesn't create matter, but it organizes it, structures it, breathes rational principle into it. Every law of nature, every mathematical pattern, every instance of beauty in the physical world reflects the soul imposing intelligible order onto the formless. But here's where we enter the picture. The world soul isn't just cosmic. From it proceed individual souls, human souls, each a fragment yet somehow containing the whole. Your soul, my soul, were not separate creations but emanations from this universal ensouling principle. Every person, potentially every living thing, participates in soul. This means we inherently possess connection to the entire vertical chain of reality, rooted in matter, animated by soul, capable of contemplating the Nous, and ultimately destined for return to the One. The tragedy, according to Plotinus, is that souls descend too deeply into fascination with the material realm. We become hypnotized by physical beauty, sensory pleasure, the endless variety of temporal experience. We forget our origin. The soul, designed to be a bridge, becomes trapped on the far shore, identifying with the body rather than recognizing its true nature as an eternal emanation from the divine. Emanation is the key to understanding how Neoplatonism avoids the problems that plague other systems. Unlike creation myths where a deity makes the world from nothing, emanation describes reality as necessary overflow from the absolute. The One doesn't decide to emanate, it's simply so perfect, so full, that being flows from it inevitably. Like a fountain that must overflow, like a flame that must give light. Each level of reality emanates the next. The One emanates the Nous emanates the soul produces and organizes the material world. But here's the crucial point. Each level remains in the one above it even as it produces the one below. The Nous never leaves the one. The soul never leaves the Nous. And human souls never actually sever from the soul. What changes is not objective reality but subjective attention. We think we've fallen because we've turned our awareness away from our source. This creates a hierarchy but not a moral one in the conventional sense. Lower doesn't mean evil, it means further from the simplicity of the One, more dispersed, more multiple, more fragmented. Matter, the lowest level, isn't inherently bad. It's simply the furthest point that being can extend while still maintaining any kind of existence. It's being at its most diluted, reality stretched to its thinnest. The dimness of matter doesn't come from corruption but from distance from the source, like light growing fainter as it travels from the sun. Understanding emanation transforms how you see yourself. You're not a separate entity created and abandoned. You're a wave that remains connected to the ocean, a ray that's never detached from the light source. The entire path of return is already contained within you because your deepest self never actually descended. Here's where Neoplatonism becomes a lived spiritual path, not just abstract philosophy. If reality is a descent through emanation, salvation is the ascent back through the same levels. This isn't about morality in the sense of following commandments. It's about reorienting attention, refining consciousness, systematically moving awareness back through each level until you reach the source. The path begins with purification. Detaching from the tyranny of bodily desires, not through hatred of the physical but through recognition that sensory pleasure is a pale echo of higher joy. You cultivate the virtues, not as rules but as the natural harmonization of the soul. Then comes philosophical contemplation, training the mind to grasp eternal principles rather than chasing temporal particulars. You learn to see beauty itself, not just beautiful things. Justice itself, not just actions. This is the ascent to the Nous. But Plotinus goes further. Even the Nous, magnificent as it is, isn't the final destination. Beyond intellectual contemplation lies mystical union with the One. This can't be achieved through thought because the One transcends thought. Instead, it requires what Plotinus calls ecstasis, a going out from oneself, a simplification of consciousness so complete that the distinction between self and source dissolves. He describes it as the flight of the alone to the alone. Plotinus experienced this union multiple times, his student Porphyry tells us, moments of such profound unity that all multiplicity vanished, all questions dissolved, all seeking ended in absolute presence. Not heaven, not a place, but the recognition that you and the One were never truly separate. The journey was always a journey of remembering, not achieving. Neoplatonism might seem like ancient abstraction, but its fingerprints are everywhere. Christian theology adopted its framework. Augustine used it to articulate the Trinity. Dionysius the Areopagite merged it with mystical Christianity. Islamic philosophers like Avicenna channeled Plotinus. Renaissance thinkers revived it. Even modern spiritual teachers unconsciously echo its themes. Consciousness evolving, oneness underlying apparent separation, the journey inward as the journey upward. What makes Neoplatonism eternally relevant is its elegant solution to the fundamental paradox of existence. How can ultimate unity produce infinite multiplicity without fragmenting? How can transcendent perfection relate to imperfect manifestation? How can we be simultaneously individual and universal, separate and unified? Emanation answers all of it. Nothing ever truly separates from the source. Distance is perceptual, not ontological. And in moments of profound stillness, when thought quiets and the boundaries soften, you might glimpse what Plotinus knew. You're not in the universe is in consciousness. You're not separate from the divine, you're its current expression. And the entire cosmic journey from the One through the Nous and soul and matter and back again? It's happening right now, in the eternal present, as the architecture of your own awareness. That's Neoplatonism. That's the vision that refuses to fade because it maps what is, always has been, and cannot cease to be.